What's up, guys? Welcome back to CGB Productions. I'm Cade, and this is my Week 4 NFL predictions. And sorry about missing weeks 2 and 3. I had some personal stuff going on in my life, and I wasn't really in the mood to record. But we're back now. I'm going to be doing some things here in the near future. That being said, let's get right back into it. So starting off, we got Thursday night. Dolphins, Bengals. Bengals offensive line hasn't been looking improved like everybody thought they were hoping to be. Dolphins have been kind of a surprise coming off a big win against the Bills last week. Mike McDaniels has shown that he knows how to beat defenses, and I think I like the Dolphins on the road against the Bengals. Then we got the second game of the week. We got the Vikings and the Saints over in London. Got to wake up early for that one, especially if you're on the West Coast. Both teams, quite the injury report. I'm a Vikings fan, so both teams, saw quite a bit on the injury report. You got Jameis Winston, didn't practice today. Either did Landry or Michael Thomas. So don't know if those two are going to be good to go. I know they did the same thing last Wednesday with Jameis Winston. Taysom Hill should be back. On the Vikings side, they got Harrison Smith back. Zadarius Smith, he wasn't practicing today. Dalvin Cook is still day-to-day with his shoulder. Eric Kendricks was on the list as a limited participant. Who else? Andrew Booth Jr., who still hasn't played since the first quarter of week 1. Hopefully he gets better soon. But I like the Vikings in this game. It could be because I'm a fan, but the Saints, if Michael Thomas and Jarvis Landry aren't able to go, I think that just takes a load off of the Vikings defense, and they're able to focus on Taysom Hill whenever he's in the game, and Alvin Kamara, obviously. But they still have Callaway as a deep threat. But I like the Vikings. I don't know if the Saints have the defense to stop the trio of Thielen, Osborne, and Jefferson. So yeah, Vikings over the Saints in London. Then we got the Chargers at the Texans. I'm going to take the Chargers in this one. Chargers are banged up. Joey Bosa is going to miss some weeks. Rashawn Slater, hopefully he gets healthy soon and is back and better than ever next year. He had a ruptured biceps. Never like to see that, especially with such a promising young player. Well, any player in general. But, hopefully he gets better soon. I'm going to go with the Chargers in that one. Then you got the Titans at the Colts. I'm going to go with the Colts at home, coming off of a big win against Kansas City. Titans are coming off of the win against the Raiders. But I think the Colts are going to, kind of catch a head of steam here and get the ball rolling. Still wouldn't be surprised if the Titans take this one. I just like the Colts. They're at home. They have a lot of stuff left to play for this year. So, next we got the Bills at the Ravens. Should be a pretty good scoring matchup. You got the two MVP frontrunners, in my opinion, in Allen and Jackson. You got, just realized their last names also make a pretty good country singer. You got the Bills defense is banged up. They just signed Xavier Rhodes this week. But I think, the Bills are still everyone's favorite to come out of the AFC. Tough loss last week against Miami. But I'm going to take the Bills on the road against the Ravens. Then we got the Jets and the Steelers. Jets have shown some flashes this year. So have the Steelers. Steelers have had some highs and they've had some lows. It just depends on who can stay healthy and stay on the field for them. Zach Wilson is cleared to play this week, I believe, but I don't think they will. I think the Jets are still just a young team. They got a lot to learn, a lot to improve on. Steelers defense is still the Steelers defense. You hate that TJ Watt is out, but hopefully it's looking like he can come back sometime this year. But with that being said, I'm gonna go Steelers. I just like what they have. Then we got kind of a tough one in my opinion. We got the Broncos at the Raiders. Raiders, I don't think anyone saw them starting off 0-3. Broncos, I don't think anyone predicted that they'd have the offensive struggles that they've had, especially with Russell Wilson back there. But I just think that there's no way that this Raiders team, with as much talent as they have, I think there's no way that they start 0-4, especially at home. It's, probably their last chance to get on track and really try to compete in that AFC West. So I think, despite the Broncos, defense still being the Broncos defense, I think, I feel like the Raiders finally pick up a win in this game. Then we're moving on. We got some interconference matchups. We got the Browns at the Falcons. Falcons have proven to be competitive. They've proven that they still will blow leads. Browns are missing. I'm guessing Myles Garrett won't play this week. Hopefully, prayers up for him. Hopefully, he's able to come back next week. It sounded like the injuries weren't too bad. I don't know if he'll end up playing this week, but I'm guessing the Browns will, hold him out either way just to make sure he's all right. But, Stefanski's got Jacoby Brissett playing some of the best football of his NFL career, showing that the Browns are still scary. They had a tough loss at the Jets, but I think Falcons, they're in the middle of a rebuild. They still got, their whole future ahead of them, so I'm going to take the Browns in this game. Then you got the up-and-coming Jacksonville Jaguars against the Philadelphia Eagles, who are 3-0. I want to say that I'd like the Jaguars just because I like what I'm seeing, especially the last couple weeks. But I am going to have to go. It's hard to bet against the Eagles right now, especially at home. Their defense has been making it a nightmare for opposing quarterbacks, and it's just been Jalen Hurts has proven he can throw the ball, something that he got benched for at Alabama. And, I think that team can go as far as Jalen Hurts can take them this year. They're very well put together. They put the stomp down on my Vikings. And, so I'm going to go Philadelphia at home. Then we got New England traveling to Lambeau and playing the Packers. Mac Jones is out with a high ankle sprain. Packers, I feel like Rodgers is just getting a better connection with his receivers. I think you can't bet against this Packers team right now, especially watching how the Patriots have played the last couple of weeks. So I'm going to go with the Packers. Then we got the Chiefs at the Buccaneers, a Super Bowl rematch from a couple years ago. This game has a possibility to being moved to Minneapolis. It'd be kind of cool, but the reason for that wouldn't be, Hurricane Ian. Hopefully everybody's doing all right down there. Hurricane season, you never know what to expect. I've never personally experienced a hurricane, but I might be heading down there with Blue Cross. Just prayers up for everybody that's being affected by Hurricane Ian. I know my cousin's down there. It's kind of a scary situation, especially when you know somebody that's being affected by that. But anyways, I just had to say something, I guess. Gotta just pray for everybody out there. But that being said, back to the game, we got the Chiefs, who tough loss against the Colts last week. Buccaneers offense couldn't get going without Mike Evans, Godwin, or Julio Jones last week against the Packers. That being said, I just think the Chiefs are going to be coming for blood. I think, they'll use the Super Bowl from a couple years ago as motivation. as well as last week's game. So I think the Chiefs will take this one. I feel like it'll be a pretty close game, though. Then we got the Commanders at the Cowboys on the NFC side. And I'm just going to say it straight. If the O-line of the Commanders that showed up last week or, didn't show up last week, I think Micah Parsons will have a field day. Cooper Rush still playing. He's playing some good football. Got a good connection with Brown. So and they're at home. So I think you just got to take the Cowboys. Now, I could be surprised. Commanders' offense, when they get going, if they're able to block and give Wentz more than 2 seconds, I think, they can surprise some people there. Moving on, we got the Seahawks at the Lions. Lions, they're proving that they are not the same team that they were last year. DeAndre Swift might not be a go this week, but Jamal Williams has proven he can handle that load. 2 touchdowns in 2 or 3 weeks so far. Then Amon-Ra St. Brown, hopefully his ankle's good, and they tape it up well enough, and he's able to just go out there and ball. TJ Hawkinson, Josh Reynolds has been having a decent year as well. His connection with Goff, you can see. And then the Seahawks, they're wishing that they had the Legion of Boom right about now. Don't know which Geno Smith's going to show up. And I just like what Dan Campbell is doing out in Detroit. And, even as a Vikings fan, that's, easy for me to say. I think they could make the NFC North a 3-team race. With the Packers, they're still the favorite to win the division in my eyes as a Vikings fan. I think you can't bet against Aaron Rodgers yet. At least not in the division. And then we got the Bears at the Giants. I'm going to go Giants in this one. There we go. Giants. And that's just because I think the Bears just haven't shown enough improvement this year. I think they got a couple years to go. I was hoping that Justin Fields would show some flashes, but he hasn't really gotten the opportunity to throw the ball, use his strength of just throwing the ball down the field. Need to get Montgomery going more. I know they ran it a lot the last couple weeks, but Khalil Herbert looks good. That's a bright spot. Still got Roquan Smith on the defense. But, you just got some things to improve on, especially, I think, in the play calling section. Moving on. So Giants. I'm picking to win that one. Then we got the Cardinals and Panthers. I'm going to go Cardinals. I think the Panthers aren't the team that everybody thought they were going to be. They're just kind of complacent at the moment. They do well, and then they just fall apart a little bit, and they haven't been able to hold leads. Crushing loss to the Browns week 1 with that 58-yard field goal, I believe. But they get their offense going, but then they can't stay going. So I'm gonna go with the Cardinals because Kyler Murray is proven he's an underrated quarterback, and I think this year he's trying to prove that he's worth the contract that he got. I think, especially once DeAndre Hopkins comes back, I think we're only going to see more and more of what Kyler Murray can do. And then we end the week off with the Rams at the 49ers. Straight up, if the 49ers offense that showed up last week shows up, it's going to be an Aaron Donald and Rams defense heyday. I think that the Rams, they're still affected by the Super Bowl hangover a little bit, I would say. But that being said, I think the Rams take this game, and I think they, have the opportunity to take it pretty handily. So that was my week 4 predictions. Thank you guys for watching. I got some more Texans franchise on the way soon, as well as a few other things I want to be doing. So keep your on the lookout for that. But yeah, if you guys liked the video, leave a like, subscribe if you want to see more. Thank you guys for making it this far, and I will see you guys next time. Peace.